All right, so I have my bowl that I'm gonna make the vinaigrette in. And in case some of you were wondering, this is a pretty heavy duty chef's knife. I like it because it's heavy enough for me, but if you are not comfortable using that and you'd rather use a paring knife instead, feel free. Use a knife that makes you feel safe. You always want to be safe in the kitchen. So whatever works for you. Make sure your knives are really sharp though, because a blunt knife is actually more frightening than a sharp knife. All right, so I have my mixing bowl, and the first thing I'm going to do is put in some wine vinegar. I'm using red wine vinegar today, but you can use red wine, white wine, or champagne vinegar, whatever you have on hand. Just remember what I said about the previous recipe. You have very few ingredients in each of these dishes, so you want to make sure that they're top quality so that the flavors can really stand out and people will say, wow, this tastes delicious. Just the olive oil is so delicious, or the wine vinegar is so delicious. So you want to make sure you have that. Okay, then the other thing we're going to do is put in just a touch of salt. Not too much because you can always add it later, and a hint of pepper. And now for the fun ingredients. So I have here something that doesn't normally get seen in vinaigrettes. It's mayonnaise. And remember, we're talking about an emulsion and how you want to bring everything together. Your fats, olive oil, for instance, suspended in the liquid, which is the vinegar in this case. So you want to make sure that you have something that brings them together and holds them together. Now, some vinaigrettes you put an egg yolk. In this one, we're not doing that. So we're putting a little touch of mayonnaise. When we developed the recipe, we found that that worked really well. It does not give the vinaigrette a creamy flavor or look at all. And it's a very little bit of mayonnaise. You can use light or whole mayonnaise. And we used about a half a teaspoon. And then you whisk it in. So right now it looks creamy, you see, but that's going to go away, that look. And then the other ingredient that we put in is Dijon. So again, another half teaspoon of that. Add that. I love Dijon mustard, so I'm happy to put it in anything. And just mix that all together. And now what we want to do is the vinaigrette. So it's got the vinegar in there, and we're going to add our olive oil to bring it all together. So I have a wet dishcloth that I've made a little circle out of, and I nest my bowl in there. So when I have two hands busy, one whisking and the other pouring the olive oil, which I've measured out, my bowl isn't slipping and sliding all over the place, okay? And the whisking motion I use is more of a side to side than the circular, which you may be used to. And the reason for that is the force, the sheer force of this actually brings ingredients together better than the whisking motion, which you're stirring for sure, but not much is happening. All right, so I'm going to start adding my olive oil slowly. Just add a little bit and mix it in. Take your time with this, because you want an emulsion that's going to last, and you put it in your fridge, keep it for a few days. It's not going to break apart. Okay. Now when you're making a vinaigrette, it's important to keep to the measurements that your recipe specifies, because you're going to put it on salad greens, and you don't want to overdress your salad, nor do you want the dressing to slide to the bottom and just sit there in a pool. So about a quarter cup of dressing, vinaigrette, for 8 to 10 cups of washed and dried greens is great. All right, just a little bit more. Now if you find that the oil is just pooling in your pan, in your bowl, or sitting at the top of it just doing nothing much, stop adding oil and just whisk away till it's all mixed in. And it will mix in if you stir it. All right. So not only could you use this dressing on salad, you can use it on meat as well. It comes with it. Store it in a glass container in your refrigerator for a little while if you make a batch. And then when you want to put it on salad, make sure you wash and dry your salad greens really, really well. We use a salad spinner, and that has a crank, and we like that rather than the push down type. Alright, so it's come together. It looks like a nice emulsion. I see the lovely mustard seeds from the Dijon. So I'm going to keep adding my olive oil slowly. Get a nice, smooth emulsion. There we go. And you could use this on any kind of greens you wanted. So if you're choosing a hearty green like a romaine or a radicchio, you can have a vinaigrette that's bolder. You want a milder one for delicate greens like a butter lettuce, for instance. So match your dressing, whatever you make, to the quality of your greens for a good pairing. All right. It's coming together, and I'll show you what it looks like as soon as we've used up all the olive oil because we need it. Oh, I think I'm going to have salad for lunch today. Which is a good thing. Haha, look at me. I forgot to add these shallots. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons. And go ahead, and that's going to add some more flavor to my salad dressing. Just a little bit, and the reason we minced it so fine is that it disappears into the salad dressing. Okay, so make sure that shallot is well incorporated. And then we continue adding our olive oil. Make sure you choose a really flavorful, beautiful olive oil because you will taste it, and the quality of it will make a difference to what you're cooking. Sometimes I like to put this on fish as well. So a nice piece of fish that's been pan fried. I just put a little vinaigrette on it, and I like how that tastes. The tartness goes well with the fish. And then you can also play with this a little bit and add another flavoring that you might like. Mayonnaise is made this way as well. And you know, if you add chipotles to mayonnaise, you get a lovely chipotle mayonnaise, which goes well with our Meatless Monday burgers. So there's a little bit of cross information. Come back for the Meatless Mondays class. And that's really great if you're trying to cut down on your meat protein. So we have some delicious recipes. All right, this is coming together, so I'm going to add my last little bit of oil. And there we go. Get that last bit of goodness out there. And give it a stir. Okay, you see how that looks? It's delicious. And get some salad greens to taste the dressing.